My queen. You were right. The Guardian was the key. For the first time, the whispers are silent. It is done. I have accepted my fate. I will not fail.
Huh? Hello, ladies and gents. Hope you're all having an amazing day sitting alone on your computer or various mobile devices, and thank you for stopping by. My name is Timbo, but, well, if you didn't already know that by peering at my sexy channel, then you're probably stupid. You're still cute, though. So guys, today I want to talk about Eris Morn and her involvement in Destiny 2. Where did she go? Where has she been all this time? What's she doing there? Stuff like that. And this video is a kind of official kickoff to a new series of videos I want to make preceding Destiny 2's release, titled The Mystery Behind. Not inspired by any of my other videos. Success, of course.
Here comes the money!
Basically, everyone in the Destiny community is talking about the Cades, Zavala's, Gauls, speakers of the Destiny universe. But in these videos, I want to focus on the lesser-known characters, those that Bungie nor anyone else is really discussing, and try to gather any info I can to make a theory pertaining to what their future looks like when we'll hopefully cross their paths again. Basically, while everyone and their mom is focusing on the console, who would do that?
Links in the description.
I'm gonna be over here talking about the important things. Everyone wants to know whether Rahul is dead or not, but what about Shader Grammy? Is she okay? I mean, seriously, who's gonna give me the shader 183274996-647033888 in Destiny 2? Hashtag, where is Shader Grammy, okay? Get it trending, people. So far, I've got videos lined up for characters such as Osiris, the Queen and her brother, Zur, and more. If these videos sound appealing to you, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any. And if there's a certain character you want me to talk about in a future video, just let me know in the comments below. So Eris Morn came into Destiny in the Dark Below expansion. At that time to me, she was just kind of this crazy, rambling woman who gave me a sick fusion rifle. Basically, a long time ago, she tried to defeat Crota, and well, they got wrecked. Like anyone that goes against me in PvP. Eris, unlike everyone else, survived, and lived along the Hive for quite some time, and eventually emerged from the pits, as she likes to call it, as the three-eyed freak we see her as today. Yeah, I know, that is the most SparkNote version of her story I could possibly ever give, but come on, what were you expecting? Ever since then, she's been obsessed with killing Crota and his winged pappy, Oryx. Once you, of course, do all of these things for her, she doesn't really have a purpose. She gives you Touch of Malice, but since then, other than popping in and out sometimes, she's really been sitting idle under the stairs in the tower for the most part. So when the tower is destroyed in Destiny 2, where's she at, doe? Am I hip? This is why girls run when they see me, isn't it? Well, if you look at everyone's favorite website, Bungie.net, we will see that around this time of the Age of Triumph, Eris had something interesting to say. In the card Ghost Fragment Eris Morn, she mentions that despite Crota and Oryx being dead, the Hive lives on. Yeah, no duh, Eris. And she cannot do anything about it within the safety of the tower's walls. So she leaves. The exact quote from Eris goes as this, as I will read in probably the worst Eris interpretation you've ever heard. I must find a new path through the night. The Hive are vast and ancient, a power far beyond our realm. If we are ever to truly face them, ever truly to put an end to their hate, I must step beyond the safety of the city. So basically the card ends there with Eris peacing out. Looking at where we are in Destiny now, with the start to Destiny 2 with the tower under siege, it's pretty obvious that this event happens in between current events and Gaul's invasion. So everything here so far has been straight up information from Destiny and its Grimoire cards. But as I like to do in every video, now comes the fun part, when I take little strings of info and smash them together to make my own story. At the beginning of the video, I played the post-credits scene involving Eris and the Taken King. After you defeat him, Eris shows up, takes a piece from his sword, says some really creepy, ambiguous lines, because of course she does, and then the game ends like something epic just happened when in reality everyone is sitting here confused AF. But my friends, Be confused AF no longer. To break this down, let's go over what she says and try to link these two events together. The ending of The Taken King and Ghost Fragment Eris Morn. In the scene, she says,
My queen, you were right. The Guardian was the key. For the first time the whispers are silent. It is done. I have accepted my fate. I will not fail.
And then there's a dramatic boing. Can we get a boing, please? Close enough. So Eris starts out referring to her queen, which to me is pretty obviously the queen of the reef, Mara Sov. I mean, I guess it could be someone else that I'm unaware of, but the fact that the queen was in The Taken King too, the fact that Eris is also awoken, and the fact that in the Grimoire Eris had meetings with Mara Sov regarding taking down the hive, makes it pretty obvious who she's referring to here. With that being said, the whole, you were right, the Guardian was the key, tells me that this is something they talked about in their meetings. In fact, Mara Sov talks about Eris in The Taken King too. Just watch this scene again with the mindset that Mara Sov is talking to Eris.
You and I know how this ends. We've known since you escaped from that pit. The Awoken have played their part. This was all part of the plan. Guide them, my hidden friend. It is all up to you now.
It can be said that Eris and the Queen concocted a plan to hopefully defeat the Hive. The Awoken played their part, the Guardians and Eris got involved, and if you played the Taken King, then you know that everything in the end turned out okay. The Guardians were the key to defeat Oryx. But now, where does the story go from there? How do we link these two events together? Well, what we're going to do from here is try to figure out just what Eris wants to do upon leaving the tower, and what Oryx's sword has to do with any of it. If Eris is leaving the tower to go tussle with some Hive, you'd assume that she'd be going after its remaining leaders. With Oryx gone, there's some others that will surely want to take his spot. We've already seen Malak last year, who went down like a little pleb, but who else is there? If you guys are familiar with Oryx's backstory, then you know that he had sisters, and it's these sisters already suggested by the Grimoire who would want to take the throne. Pun totally intended there. Of Oryx. It's these two characters who I think Eris would specifically be going after. Unlike with Oryx, the fight isn't coming to them. Eris would instead have to seek them out, and so she does. The only odd or missing piece to this theory puzzle is the sword. We know that Eris was planning with the Queen, we have a pretty good guess at who she'd be going after, but we don't know what getting Oryx's sword, or I guess a fragment from his sword, has to do with anything. Is Eris off to finish the family line using Oryx's sword, or some sort of weapon that was forged from its remains? I guess only time will tell, and in my opinion we'll probably have to wait a while for that. The Guardians seem a little preoccupied, if you know what I mean. The Hive are really the most prominent antagonist faction in Destiny 1, so I'd assume that Bungie is going to put them on the back burner for a while, and let Eris do some shenanigans in the background with little to no word from her in the foreseeable future. So that's all the information I have to share, but there's one question I want to ask you all. Do you think Eris is evil? You know, thinking that she's successful in killing Oryx's sisters or whoever is next in line, what does she do next? I've heard from some places that she herself will take over as ruler of the Hive. She does say, I have accepted my fate at the end of the Taken King. Is that what she's referring to? To become one of the Hive? And if that's true, will she be a leader that makes the Hive fight alongside the Guardians? Or will she just be evil like everyone else? I've talked a lot about how I want there to be a less clear line between the light and the darkness, good and evil, for Destiny 2 in other videos. And honestly, I think that doing something like this can do just that if implemented correctly. There's a very similar theory to this one regarding the Queen's brother, and I plan to talk about that one in the next episode, because these two really tie together. The Hive and Eris, the Queen's brother and the Fallen. I know I'm making no sense right now, I didn't get it either when I first heard about it, but I think it's at least fun to speculate about possible character arcs like these, so if that's something that sounds appealing, stick around and subscribe. Now guys, just before I go, I am going to start live streaming on Twitch more than I have in the past, which isn't hard to do considering the fact that I haven't streamed at all. Ever. I still haven't figured out the date and time and stuff, but I will be keeping you all updated on YouTube and Twitter. I just thought it could be a cool way for you all to interact with me personally and my friends by playing some Crucible, Strikes, or even raids and trials with me. So it's completely optional, but I'm throwing that out there for those of you that are interested. But this video ain't about Twitch, it's about Eris. So I want you all to let me know about that. What do you think of this theory? What's Eris up to, and when will we see her again? Leave your responses down in the comments below. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.